Hey pals, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm just going to be going over the books that I read in July and August. Because I got behind and I wasn't able to film a July wrap-up in time, you know, life things, so yeah. So the first book that I read in July was Love, Love, Love Volume 1. Graphic novel, got it from NetGalley. It's pretty good. Wasn't my favorite, but definitely wasn't the worst graphic novel I've ever read. Yeah, I thought it was decent. 3 stars. Next, I read The Girls, an all-American town, a predatory doctor, and the untold story of the gymnast who brought him down. Very long title, but I love this. I felt kind of weird giving it like a star rating, so I didn't, or at least I didn't on Storygraph, but it basically talks about Larry Nassar, the gymnast doctor that was disgusting, basically. I'd watched a documentary about that whole case, and I heard about it when it happened because I grew up in gymnastics. I did gymnastics from like age 6 to 13 or something, so this is something that I feel like I had a personal interest in, and it was really hard to read, honestly. I listened to the audiobook and it was harsh. Like, the things that he did, that he got away with for so long, and things that high ups in USA Gymnastics did. Like, I don't think people really talked about how awful the gymnastics world is before all this stuff came out. So I'm very glad he is behind bars now, and I'm glad that things are being talked about more, and yeah, it was definitely a really hard case to look into. Next, I read Second First Impressions. Gave this 4 stars. I thought it was really cute. The whole concept of a girl that works at like a retirement home, and like she needs to find love and that kind of thing. Like, I felt myself really relating to the main character, just like she feels stuck in her ways. She has her place where she feels safe and comfortable, and she doesn't really want to leave, but she's also lonely, and this tattoo artist boy comes in and steals her heart. Like, it's very cute, and the like tiny little bit of the queer representation in it, oh my god, it was so cute. I knew it from the beginning, but still so cute. Definitely a good, just like pick me up kind of romance book. Next, I read Glass Sword, the second book, I believe, second book in the Red Queen series. Really good. I think I gave this 4 or 5 stars, like very high up. I remember reading it before and really liking it. I don't remember if I finished it though, because there was some stuff that at the end that I didn't really feel like I remembered at all. So yeah, I thought it was really good. I think the story was going in some crazy directions, and I definitely like grew a lot more attached to the characters in this series with this book. So yes, very good. Then I read Split Tooth, which honestly is one of the coolest books I've read. I listened to the audiobook, and if you're gonna read this book, you have to listen to the audiobook. Like, it really adds a whole other level to the experience of reading this, and I just thought it was so cool that the author mixed like fiction with reality, put in myths, indigenous myths, legends, whatever, mix that in with her actual story, and you don't really know what's fact or fiction. I mean, there's some stuff that it's like obvious that didn't happen in real life, but I thought it was so cool. I thought it was such an interesting way to tell a story and to like portray your life. Like, I just, like, 5 out of 5. So good. I really, really recommend this book. Then I read The 100,000 Kingdoms, the first book in the Inheritance trilogy. Obviously I had to pick this up because the 5th season books were so good that I had to check out more N.K. Jemisin, and I hadn't heard anyone talking about this one, and it was available on Libby, so I just picked it up, and 5 out of 5 again. N.K. Jemisin is such a good writer. Like, the way that she writes and describes things and the way her characters are portrayed is just like so beautiful, especially if you're listening to the audiobooks. Like, I think it's just like, it really paints a picture in your head, like a very vivid movie is playing when you read her books. Like, seriously, it's so good. Honestly, I might have liked this book better than I liked the 5th season, so that's saying something because the 5th season is one of my all-time favorite books. So next I read Abbott, which was a graphic novel comic book thing about a black journalist who is researching crime, and it takes a like paranormal, I guess, turn. I think it's considered horror, but yes, I think I gave it 5 stars. It was so good. Like, I thought it was so cool. I thought the story was so interesting. The art was awesome. The main character was so badass. Like, I just thought she was sick. Like, seriously. The main character is so cool. Plus, queer rep and just like cool monster type things. Like, checked every box, man. This comic is A+. Definitely would recommend it. And lastly, for July, I read King's Cage, which is the 3rd book in the Red Queen series. Again, loved it, gave it 5 stars. I feel like as the books went on, they just, like, Red Queen was my favorite when I read Red Queen, then Glass Sword was my favorite, then King's Cage was my favorite, but I think overall King's Cage is my favorite in the series. It was just really good, and I liked the direction things were going. I liked characters that were introduced. The events were really exciting. Like, I didn't really feel bored or anything in this book, so yes, let's go. Okay, on to August. I read Abbott 1973, which is the next, I guess, comic to Abbott, or at least they're related. Again, so good. 4.5 stars I gave this one. Again, the art was sick. The paranormal, cool, like, crime stuff was just so interesting, and I really liked how it all played together. Yes, I would definitely recommend this one as well. I don't really have much else to say. Same things that I all said about the original Abbott comic. This one is just as good. Then I read The Broken Kingdoms, which is the 2nd book in the Inheritance trilogy. Still very good. It follows a whole new set of people, and I thought this story was super, super interesting. Like, the first story, the 100,000 Kingdoms one, yeah, that one was really good, but this one, I just thought the characters were a little bit more, not interesting, but like the story was cooler, I think. Especially the main character was cooler, I think. But yeah, I really liked this one. I think this one is my favorite in the trilogy. Again, N.K. Jemisin is an insanely talented writer, and I honestly would read anything that they write, so I plan on reading more by N.K. Jemisin. Then I hopped on the train and read Ace of Spades. I loved this so much. I know that this is like supposed to be like a spin on like Gossip Girl, I guess. I've never seen Gossip Girl, so I went in not really knowing anything, and man, this book, the way that it was written is so good. The like twist was so interesting. I like kind of guessed it, but I really don't mind that. I think I've said this in a previous video, but I really don't mind when I guess the mystery. If anything, I enjoy it more because I'm like, ha, yes, I'm a detective, I know things. Like, it's always really enjoyable when I figure out twists. But yeah, this book is really good. Like, I understand why it's insanely hyped on both BookTube and BookTwitter. I think it's also pretty hyped on BookTok, but I haven't seen it as much. But yes, I would definitely recommend this. This is definitely one of the more hyped books that 1000% deserves the hype that it gets. Then I read The Girl the Sea Gave Back, and I don't even really want to talk about this one because everyone knows how much I love Adrienne Young. She's my favorite author. I love her. But this book was a 3.5 stars. Like, that's not bad. But for Adrienne Young, her books are supposed to be all 5 stars. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I genuinely didn't really care about this book or if I just wasn't in the mood. Like, I feel like if maybe I read it at a different time when I'm more in like in a mood where I really want to read like Viking-esque kind of stories or just like fantasy in general, I think coming off Ace of Spades, it wasn't my best timing for picking up this book, I think, was the issue. Still pretty good. Still thought it was interesting. Still, like, thought the storyline was really cool. My main thing was that I just didn't care about the characters. Like, there was no point that I was like, ah, yes, I love this character. Like, I didn't really care. And that makes me sad because I love Adrienne Young so much, but can't love them all. And then I read Iron Widow. Oh my god, I got this on NetGalley, and I am so thankful because this book was insanely good. 5 stars. Easily one of my new favorite books. Like, I honestly just want to scream about how much I love this book. I love that it just seamlessly put polyamory in there. Like, who needs a love triangle when all 3 of us can date? Like, so good. More love triangles should end in a polyamorous relationship. That's just my opinion, but I thought this book was so cool. The concept was insane, and the characters were so interesting. Also, can I just say that all the fan art that I've seen for it is so good. Like, this book has some really pretty fan art. So if you're someone that really likes fan art, definitely read this book. Yeah, I am really excited to see where this story goes in the next book. I don't want to wait. I want it now. This is the issue with getting, for one, arcs for the first book in a series, but also just like reading the first book right when it comes out. The waiting, man, it sucks, but I can tell this one is gonna be worth it. The second book better be good. Like, with the first book this good, I would be so sad if the second book wasn't as good, but we shall see. Then I read Chew Volume 1. This was pretty good. I gave it 3 stars. I think I'm just like not having very good luck with graphic novels recently. Majority of the ones that I've been reading have been like 3.5 stars. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, because honestly this story seemed like something that I would be into, you know, crime, horror, fantasy, it's all there. So why didn't I like it? I don't know. I honestly can't even tell you why I didn't really like it. I can't really tell you any of my thoughts because I don't know. I just was bored. That's all I can really say. I was just bored. Then I read Sweet and Bitter Magic. Super good. Gave it 4 stars. I really liked just the relationships in it. I liked how there's like, you know, the queer main romance relationship, but also you see a sister relationship. You get a little bit of like a mother-daughter relationship. You get a father-daughter relationship. Like, I thought it was really good. I thought it was really cool that like one of the characters has like her emotions, I guess, taken away. I am so bad at describing things, but yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought it was really interesting. I was invested. I read it pretty quickly. I liked the romance. I thought it was cute. Yeah. I mean, really anything that's queer and has magic and witches, like, of course, I'm there for it. You really don't need much to please me with those together, so yeah. Would definitely recommend. It's a pretty good book. Then I read The Kingdom of Gods, which is the last book in the Inheritance trilogy. I gave this, again, 5 stars. This trilogy, seriously, so good. This last book, the main character that it focuses on is my favorite character, so I was very excited. I did read some of the reviews before I read this, and it seems like people like this book the least in the trilogy, and I don't really know why. Like, this is a very, very close second, I think. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really interesting, seeing like a god being like turned mortal, that kind of storyline. It very cool, and I love the main character, so he owns a very large piece of my heart now. New comfort character. Then I read Slam Volume 1, which is a graphic novel that finally broke my curse of not very good graphic novels, because I gave it 5 stars. Honestly, it's probably just because of the topic. Roller derby. Very cool. Very cool. To see it in graphic novel form. I thought it was a really good topic, subject, whatever, to translate to this kind of medium. Of course, I love anything to do with roller skating, but you know, one of my favorite books is Bruised, which is about roller derby. I haven't watched any movies yet, but I need to. I like watching roller skating videos. I have roller skates now. I roller skate myself, and now I have a graphic novel. My life is just being taken over by roller skating, so I am not complaining. I really wish I could do roller derby, but Fibromatosis says no. So I'll just live through books right now. But yeah, this was a really good graphic novel. I really liked it. I would definitely recommend it. And just gotta say that the art is so pretty. And lastly, I read War Storm, which is the final book in the Red Queen series. I do not understand why I was made to believe that the last book ruins the entire series. That is all I've seen on book Twitter. People just hate this series, and it seems most of the time, from what I've seen, it's because people think that this book ruined the entire series, that the ending sucked, that they just hated the last book. Why? I gave it 5 stars. I really don't know what in this book people hate so much. Like, trying to think about it. Does everyone just love Maven? Is that why? Do people want something to do with Maven to go differently? That is the only thing I can think of, honestly. If you're one of the people that hate this book and think it ruined the series, please let me know why. DM me or something. Don't comment spoilers. Just tell me, because I need to know. I probably won't agree because I loved this book and I thought it ended really great. So I did think that I was spoiled, but the spoiler I saw didn't happen. So I'm not really sure what happened there. I know that there's a novella. There might be 2 novellas, but I thought they were prequels, I think. And the spoiler I saw would like happen after the events of War Storm, so I think someone lied online. Or like, did Victoria Aveyard like say something? I don't know. I just want to know where that spoiler came from, because it wasn't a spoiler, it didn't happen. Anyways, that is all. Those are all the books that I read. 18 books, I think. 10 books in August. 8 books in July, so yes, 18. Pretty decent reading months. I was pretty happy with it. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Maybe you found some new books to put on your TBR. If you read any of these, let me know your thoughts. Of course, if you read War Storm, please let me know your thoughts. I need to know. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.